Did you want your bowl of cereal in the whole podcast? Or?
Oh, I put that to the side.
You should have left it.
I should have left it there.
Oi, what are your
It was
Monstera?
actually oats. It was
What
oats.
are your fucking Monstera? Those bottom ones. They're
Oh, yeah,
dying,
come on.
man. Come on.
They're my friends' ones. They're a bit dead.
Okay. All right, we should probably do this podcast.
We may leave this in. Okay.
Talking shit.
Actual. All right. Okay, kia ora team, and welcome to episode 47 of Yarns with Beef and Matt, brought to you by Alice, Katie, and Frog Grips. I'm Beef.
I'm Matt.
And joining us today, she is part of the fittest team in New Zealand. They were the top seed at the Torian Pro, but they also won New Zealand Nationals 2023. She came third at New Zealand Individual Nationals 2023. She is semi-finals athlete and the most eligible bachelorette in CrossFit.
No.
Emily Julian, how are you, mate?
Hi guys.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
It's cool to be on this podcast.
Yep, it is.
I'm sure it is.
The highlight of your day so far at 10:15.
Just having some yarns, you know.
Yeah, that's the one. You can only say that word on this podcast too.
Oh,
Yeah.
We've copyrighted it, so
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yarns
Yeah.
with yarn.
Yarns with. Do you know how? Fucking. Here's a funny story. Heaps of people call me Yarns, so they think it's like my name's Yarns and he's Beef. It's really
Do
cool.
you know what? I actually think I accidentally called Beef Matt like recently at Master
really?
Talk.
Oh.
I think I was just like, hi Matt.
Well, at least someone remembered my name,
I did not hear that.
but I got the wrong person.
Oh yeah. I was thinking after, I was like, shit, that's not his name.
Yeah, it's funny. Even Bailey Martin sent us some of his semi-finals gear to give away, and on the package it's like 2, and it's got beef and yarns. I was like, oh.
I was like, cheers, Bailey.
I'll just call you Yarns from now on.
Oh,
Yeah, sick. Everyone else
may
does.
as well. Everyone else fucking does. That's cool. Anyway,
You even got Yarns, Alice, Katie in the back there.
oh, did you notice that?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
It's from
That's Matt's name
it's
badge.
just from
for,
an elite comp that I did once. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
I also do elite. It's fine, Em. I
anyway,
understand. I actually did that with Maddie Sinclair from KMI.
so yeah.
Yeah. What a guy. Need to get him on.
He's funny.
we're here to talk to
Man,
him, mate. Let's go.
Few words.
So, Em, let's throw it back. We're normally, how old are you now? 22. Before CrossFit, growing up, where'd you grow up? Give us a background on you, mate.
Okay. I grew up in Whakatane, so in the Bay of Plenty. I had a huge sporting background. Basically, in a small town, it's awesome because you have so many opportunities to do so many different sports because it's also close. So swimming, surf life saving. Growing up next to the beach in Ohope, I always did lots of water sport, and then football. Played football of high school, volleyball, and then volleyball brought me to Auckland, beach volleyball. I was playing for New Zealand, so I was supposed to go to Asia for the under-19 Asian champs for beach volleyball, and then it was the under-19 year was kind of the final age group year, and so I made the New Zealand indoor team as well, which was pretty cool. So I was supposed to go to China and Thailand for beach and indoor, but then obviously that was the year of COVID. That's everyone's stories. So COVID happened, then didn't get to go, but I was studying at Massey University at the same time. So I was studying nutrition and sport and exercise science, and volleyball kind of I pressed pause on that. I was just kind of there's not much more, especially because of COVID. So I kind of found the gym, I guess. I never really gymmed throughout all of those sports. I just I don't know, would do fun stuff in the gym at school, but not proper strength and conditioning training and all that sort of stuff. So I actually started F45 and I was really addicted to F45 for like a year or two while I was at uni. And then I had knee surgery. I just had like a bone growth in my knee, and I never was able to like max squat or really squat below parallel. It was kind of like, it kind of hindered me quite a lot. And then I got that removed, and I didn't want to get like fat and lazy, so I started CrossFit.
Yeah. Why didn't you go back to
So,
F45?
Pardon?
Well, how come you didn't go back to F45?
I was like kind of bored of it. It was kind of really repetitive, and yeah, wasn't my thing anymore. But then I found CrossFit and did that at Rahawater. Do you know Ben Parodi's old gym?
Yeah.
It was in Browns Bay. So I started there with some friends, and it was so awesome just to get into the CrossFit scene and like learn so many new skills, like Olympic weightlifting. And I was like, shit, this is pretty cool. And like naturally being a bigger female, I guess, like genetically like strong, like strongish, but I actually realized like lifting and stuff, like I wasn't even that strong when I first started, you know. You like start to realize with like lifting and stuff where you're at, and like I was nowhere near where I'm like kind of at now. But so that was just an awesome introduction to CrossFit through and then I headed over to Kiamaya because I really decided I love this, I just want to keep doing it while I was still studying, and then came over to Kiamaya and started working with Bryce. He kind of like took me under his wing. I was like his little prodigy. And then I trained every day with him at 1:00, which was really flexible for me while I was at uni still. And then I decided that I really want to give this like a good crack. I was working as well at Lululemon, and I started coaching at BFT as a trainer. So then I wasn't really prioritizing my studies anymore. So I just pressed pause on that and decided to like really give training a good go, and I was just coaching on the side. Then started coaching at Kiamaya last year. And that's kind of where I'm at now, just really giving this CrossFit thing a crack.
Before we get too into your CrossFit, because I imagine that's most of your life at the moment, but when you moved to Auckland for the volleyball stuff, did you move on your own, or did your parents come as well?
I moved on my own. So I've lived here for the last, this will be my 4th year. Just by myself, but my brother moved here as well. He's in the Navy, so it's cool to have him here. But other than that, just living the expensive life in the North Shore. Not really saving any money, but that's okay.
Move to Beach Haven. It's a bit cheaper there.
Cheaper.
Might get
I live
stabbed,
in
but it's fine.
Northcote. That's not like, it's like a little bit cheap, but not. Not really.
So the thought of putting like volleyball to the side, how hard was that? Was it pretty easy? Because I mean, making a New Zealand team in any sport's pretty special. So how hard was it to not go back?
Well, I like fully made the decision not to continue playing beach volleyball. I was still doing CrossFit and beach volleyball for a little bit. Like I still carried on one of the beach seasons, but it just like wasn't at that same like intensity or level as it was training for the Asian champs, because my beach volleyball partner was her name's Sarah Stratton, and she got like a really awesome scholarship overseas for indoor, because she's just such a mean beach volleyball player and indoor volleyball player. But it was kind of hard because I really did like it, but I just think that as soon as the COVID shit happened, there just like wasn't much progression for our age group anymore. But now, looking at like the New Zealand volleyball scene at the moment, I don't know if you guys have seen, but a lot of them I think they're called the beach blacks now, but they're getting somewhat paid now. That's which cool. Is pretty cool. And they're like pretty much, they've got a New Zealand coach, his name's Jake Lockhead, I think, Jake Lockhead. He's basically coaching them, the girls, Shauna and Alice, and they're all overseas. So it's kind of cool to see that potentially could have reached there if I carried on, but I think I made like the right decision for me in finding CrossFit, because I just had a lot more like love and like drive to train and stuff like that.
Oh, that's massive, and anything you do, you got to enjoy it. So,
100%.
Yeah, and you're definitely excelling in the sport. If I can take it back, there was a lot to unpack from the start there, but I sort of pieced together. I heard that you were from Whakatane, and then over summer, actually, I sort of pieced together. I think through one of your Instagram posts, I think you went home for the summer. Is the Julian's Berry Farm, is that your family's berry farm?
Oh yeah, I missed that out of my life introduction. So we our family business at home is Julian's Berry Farm, which is like quite a popular berry farm. I don't know if people have been through Whakatane on the way to Gisborne, usually stop and get like a real fruit ice cream at Julian's Berry Farm. So Julian's Berry Farm, Emily Julian.
Yeah. I put one and two together over summer. I
Yeah.
I owe you guys, I've eaten so many straight off the vine.
Oh, true.
So that's a skill of mine, making real fruit ice cream since I was like 10. So.
There we go. Put it on the resume. But that was leading into. I just wanted to know what's your family like? What's mum and dad do? What's the environment like at home? Because you're a pretty driven, pretty talented individual. So I'd like to know sort of where that's come from. What's the parents like?
Mum and dad. Mum's from Australia. Dad is literally still living in Whakatane. He's lived in Whakatane his whole life, but he's like been overseas and stuff. But both of them very sporty. Dad coached my footballing pretty much for all of high school and all of primary school. Both involved with like all of our sports. They were a very high driving factor for my like motivation and determination. Sometimes I didn't want to get out of bed, but Mum would like make me get out of bed for swimming and stuff like that. But I'm very, very, very grateful for them, like to give us kids. So I have two brothers, younger brothers, so I'm the eldest. But they definitely gave us so many opportunities. So I am very grateful for that, because I know, not everyone gets that opportunity to do all the sports, especially like money and stuff, it can get pretty hard. But like I said, growing up in a small town, it was quite easy to do lots of different sports. And Mum and Dad, they run a lot. They actually started CrossFit recently.
Yeah, nice.
In Whakatane?
In Whakatane with at CrossFit Whakatane.
Yeah. Legendary gym there.
Yeah. So and I forgot to mention that over like lockdowns and stuff, I'd go back home and because Auckland was just all closed up lockdown. I'd go back home and I'd like train at CrossFit Whakatane, and Lewis and Rolly there, they helped me heaps in the beginning of my journey. I definitely learned a lot there and a lot from them, which was awesome.
Yeah, no, they're really well represented, that gym. A lot of time for them. So.
Yeah,
that's good, man.
Yeah, for sure. What's prior to them starting CrossFit recently, what sort of sports are they into? Did they lead you down the volleyball track or?
Nah, none of them played volleyball. Mum didn't really play. She said she played netball when she grew up, but she grew up in Australia. She's eldest of 6, so she didn't really play that many sports growing up. But now she's like does her like pump classes and keeps fit and does lots of runs. They actually, both of them, Mum and Dad, have done Oxfam twice. It's like 100k run walk in a team. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah, it's big in England. Oxfam,
yeah. And so they've done that, and then Dad still actually is doing CrossFit with one of his mates, Mark Pilcher. He's a masters athlete at home, but they both just like very active and very sporty, which is like really awesome to be a part of that kind of family, because like an example is like on a family holiday, you know, we're not just sitting around, we're either going for a run or going to the gym or something.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
saw
one of those families.
I saw one of your latest posts when you were back home. You had a couple of rows set up facing out towards the beach. That looked pretty cool to be fair.
It was so nice. That's at the surf club at home. So I grew up there. I haven't really been to the surf club in a while. But yeah, I just saw that they had 2 brand new concept tubes, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna bring these out onto the deck with one of my mates from home. So
yeah,
that was cool.
Gonna rip these apart.
Or like the lifestyle in Whakatane is so nice. Like I would definitely move back there eventually, but there's just not much going on there at the moment, you know. Later on.
This is very outfield fucking question, this one, but were you at home or around home during like the whole White Island saga?
Yeah, I was actually.
Were you guys
That
affected
day
at all?
was I affected?
Yeah, at all.
Well, yeah, the whole town was like pretty ghostly after it happened.
Yeah.
I was actually out surfing that day, and I was in the water, and you could just see like the huge cloud of like black smoke and ash and stuff. And then I went home just up on the hill, and I was just watching like the cloud. It was pretty crazy, but I just thought like, oh shit, it was erupting, because it kind of erupts all the time, like little eruptions.
Yeah.
So it's always smoking, but this was like obviously a lot bigger. And then later on that day, obviously the boats were coming back in, and then finding out people were actually on the island, I was like, oh shit. And then it was pretty horrible. Have you guys watched the documentary?
Yeah, I have you watched that?
No, I follow one of the girls that was
Kelsey.
Yeah, I think that's her name. Yeah, but no, I haven't watched the documentary.
Yeah, it's actually insane. Like she comes into the berry farm quite a lot over summer, but she like still has skin grafts, and,
it's pretty bad, eh?
and like forever her skin will be that like affected that she can just like cuts it, you know, it just opens just from like knocking it and stuff.
Yeah, it's just like paper thin, eh?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Nice. Pretty wild. For any international listeners or anyone who's seen the documentary, Whakatane is the town that you know you have to leave from to go to White Island. So that was I watched that sort of recently, so I just sort of thought I'd ask.
One of the guys on the documentary, Mark, I don't know if you remember him, Mark, he was one of the helicopter drivers.
Yeah.
Flyers. He does CrossFit. He's from he goes to CrossFit Whakatane. He's a really good guy. But yeah, he was the one that was like, I need to get out there, like take my helicopter and just get out there and just help.
Oh yeah, the courage from all the pilots that were told to, you know, back off, and they're like, nah, there's people down there. That's wild. Go watch that doco for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I'll go check that out. So that's sort of like your home life, your grown up life, and that kind of stuff. Obviously, you just come back from Torian about a month ago, but you did mention there that you want to, like when you came to KMI, you were like, no, I'm locked in. I want to give this a go. What was the main drive to sort of want to start competing in CrossFit?
Well, ultimately growing up doing all those sports, I always knew I wanted to compete at a high level in a sport. Like I didn't really know what one or if I had even found that sport yet, you know, like I just knew that eventually in my life I wanted to really make it in a sport, or just you know, give it everything, or give like one sport everything. So then I guess when I found CrossFit, I was like, wow, this is really all rounded, you know, like there's so many disciplines within CrossFit. And like shit, there's some that I'm like pretty shit at and have to like really work at, like mainly the gymnastics side of CrossFit didn't come naturally to me, and still isn't coming completely naturally to me, but I'm definitely like have chipped away a lot, and still have like a long way to go. But I think I just realized that there's so much potential to get there, especially with like the age, you know, like peak women. And you know, peak age for women would be like what, 27 plus in CrossFit now.
Yeah, it's definitely pushing out there. I know even for like men as well, it's starting to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of those top women, apart from, you know, some of those young freaks that are that are competing, but a lot of those top women are 25 plus. So I think that was the main thing. I was like, I've got a lot of time to put in the work now.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
It's you've got to be one of the few female athletes come on here that hasn't had a massive background in gymnastics. What's your sort of views on that? Because I see women struggle a lot more on the gymnastics sides if they haven't had a massive amount of time. Well, not even massive, just a solid amount of time just focusing on gymnastics. Why do you think that is, that the women sort of have that massive gap?
Well, I think naturally, if you're good at gymnastics, like it's going to be a breeze, like for you with the CrossFit side of gymnastics. But I think it's just like I've really loved learning about like body awareness, and there's so many like motor skills required with a lot of the gymnastics skills, and just like being aware of your different muscles or anything that's working with certain movements. Like for example, I'm like really shit at strict handstand push-ups. Like two things, obviously I'm like quite a heavy athlete, and then I've still got a lot of upper body strength to build, so like, you know, that's not a good combo together. But I'm really enjoying like the process of actually learning how different muscles and motor patterns like work. Like for example, I don't know, like your scapula and how it moves, and how you can like strengthen it to move in certain ways. Like it's actually like really interesting. And if you look at like some of those top athletes, like who's an example, like Gracie Walton, like her handstand walking, her upside down position, she just makes it look so easy because she's probably done all this like hard work in the background where people don't even realize, or it's just come naturally. Like for gymnasts, it does come naturally. They've got that really good overhead mobility, that really nice stacked upper body position. But for like someone like me, for me to get to that point, I'm like I've got to put in a lot of work, which like I'm really enjoying. So yeah.
If you've got any tips, please, feel free to drop them. I've got a couple of niggles I need to work out.
I think like asking for help, like from so many people. Like at the moment, I'm working with this physio that's like really I don't know, knowledgeable with gymnastics. So it's really cool to just have that, like gain that knowledge from so many different people, and then hopefully just like comes together.
You actually shared a really good post that I ended up resharing on my story about like essentially just being coachable. Like if you get advice, they're not attacking you, they're not having to go at you. They're just they are trying to better you. And I've come across heaps of athletes, not athletes, just everyday members that like go against you if you give them a bit of advice. They just they feel like you're having a go at them.
I think
come on, mate.
It's like such like a closed mindset to have if you're just not willing to listen to other people. Like someone maybe giving you advice and you're like, oh, like that may not work or whatever, but just like listen and just like be open-minded and then try it, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work.
100%, especially if they're like the coach of the class. End of the day, they're there to do a job. If you take it on board and it works, you know, it makes them feel good and it makes you feel good, and everyone feels good. Don't just say nah and walk away. Don't be that guy.
Being coachable, I think, is like a big part of like why I have improved, or how I'm going to keep improving, because I think it's like so important to be coachable.
I think that's vital in life, like not even just being an athlete, just in any area of life, to be able to have the humility to know that you're not the best and there is things to learn. That's a very key skill. But it definitely sounds like you've got a stack of knowledge behind you as well, and we kind of skipped over your degree. You're studying at Massey, sports science.
I started studying, first I started studying business, and then I decided like I was like more passionate about the health side of things. So I started studying nutrition. So I was a Bachelor of Science, majoring in nutrition, minoring in sport and exercise. I got 3 years into studying. So I did a year of business, 2 years of sport and exercise science. And then it was kind of a big deal for me at the time when I decided to stop studying, because I never had like not finished something before, or like to me I like saw that as like I was failing, but like I wasn't. I was just making, and I've fully come to terms with it now, but I was just making like the right decision for me. I wasn't enjoying it. Like I wasn't really wanting to go to uni, so I was like, well, what's the point right now? Like I'm obviously not ready. I kind of wish I did something else out of high school, like gone into the Navy or like Defence Force. But I just think, I believe strongly now that like you don't have to go to uni out of high school.
Yeah.
And I really preach that, because I think it's like there's so many other ways to learn now, and a degree is not like the be all and end all.
I think that's good, someone your age saying that, because a lot of parents have probably said to their kids, but kids don't want to listen. You know, older people in their life, like, no, like you can have a couple of years off. You don't have to know what you're doing after school. Yeah, 100%. That's good that you said that. Yeah,
I think it's super common now not to have a degree. Obviously, if you really like know what you want to do, like there's some very specific jobs that like require that amount of study and knowledge. So yeah, great, like go to uni. But if you're really unsure, which I kind of was, like I know eventually I want to own my own business. I always have said that to my parents. So they're like, oh cool, go study business then. Right. And I'm like, okay, sweet. Like, but also it was like cool. I like really needed to get out of Whakatane. I needed to like explore a new town or new city. So I was like, I'm thankful that I decided to come to Auckland to study. Because it's like given me so many opportunities, like coaching at BFT, finding CrossFit. Like I'm happy with all the things that it's given me, but it didn't give me a degree, so
which is fine. And also on that, it's good to try things and not always succeed. Not that you failed, it's like you decided that wasn't for me. Sometimes you have to figure these things out on your own. Like my older brother, I'll throw him under the bus here. He has a master's in like earth science and marine biology. He does not do that at all. Like he just, you know, so, you know, he's got a lot of student debt and a lot of knowledge and a job that he doesn't do anymore. Yeah, so.
Yeah, and like even I feel like I still like I don't know everything, but even I was studying nutrition, but I feel like I've learned more about nutrition just through being an athlete or trying to be an athlete, and also helping people through BFT, through CrossFit, like just gaining the knowledge by through practical working. I learn a lot better like practically rather than by the books. So I think like even little if you like really wanted to get, you know, have the certificate or whatever, short courses would be great for people like that are wanting to build that knowledge but don't want to go to uni, or just learning practically is like a really great way of learning.
Yeah, just go follow the sports dietitian on Instagram. or the Liver King. He's got some good ideas.
Oh, that's sports dietitian Taylor. Yeah, I've actually been working with her, so that's cool. Been fun.
There we go. Yeah.
What a time.
A lot of the learning is in the doing. I know that's a lot of people prefer to learn that way, and it definitely pays off. And as people who, again, we've both got trades, we're both qualified. We don't do that anymore.
Yeah, and that's
never
fine. Again. Yeah, I think like going down different pathways of and gaining experience, you know, like I was working at Lululemon, like they gave me some experience in retail community, like, you know, learning how to be a part of a community and helping people, all of that sort of stuff. It all just like teaches you different things.
Do you still get a sick discount?
I did when I worked there, but it was dangerous. But now just that the R&D, the 25%.
All
So
right.
that's-
Not that you should be shopping there, team. You want to shop at LSKD.
100%.
Use
Yeah.
YARNS 15 at checkout.
let's cut out Lululemon. I'm actually in the process of
Oh, we're getting the inside scoop here.
being part of like the New Zealand LSKD team in terms of like working for them.
That's sick.
which would be fun.
Yeah, buddy.
So
Man.
I had like an informal interview. It's quite cool how they did it. They a few of the girls came over and I don't know if you guys did you see they like went around to all these different gyms and you could choose where you wanted to meet them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just like had an informal interview at Mecca
Man.
and did a workout with them and
Dusted them up.
no, I partnered with one of the ladies, Em. She was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, got an email the other day and they just like asked what role I'd be interested in because they're like literally trying to build their employee team.
That's cool.
So yeah, hopefully we'll be working for LSKD soon. That'll
That's
be cool.
sick. Good on you.
That's so cool.
I think it's a missed opportunity to you didn't just head to head Grace if I win. That's me on the payroll.
Who Grace? Gracie.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, Grace, the worker.
Oh, the worker. The worker.
I don't know who you're talking about now.
Oh fuck! If I just made one up. Oh, you guys don't know that one? Oh,
Is there a Grace at LSKD? Probably.
no, the workout, Grace.
Workout Grace.
Bruh.
Damn, I was lost there.
We all do CrossFit here.
What about the workout?
Nah, never mind. That's
No, explain yourself.
No,
Why have
no.
you brought up Grace?
Nah, never mind. We'll move on, eh?
I thought you meant Grace Walton at one stage.
Yeah,
Was
same.
that you wanted the 1v1er? I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah. What were we talking about before that?
You crushing it with LSKD and everyone using YARNS 15 at checkout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
That's
It's the one to use.
Yeah, oh, that's good.
anyway, you found yourself among the highest seeded team headed over to the Torian Pro this year. Phenomenal performance from the Kiwis. We love seeing you guys represent us out there. How has the season been for you?
So coming off the back of team nationals last year and individual nationals, like the goal every year is to just like be better for me, like prove to myself that I can be better. And I think coming from RX nationals, winning that and then coming to like leveling up and going into elite, that was just like pretty, I think, eye-opening for me, like realizing like shit, I'm like, climbing my way up there.
Yep.
And then coming out of team nationals like on such a high with my friends, like our team, we're all actually like friends as well, which is like really cool. And then basically straight after that we were just really, really amped to get into training as a team for Torian with Roman, Bryce, Nicole and myself, because we train a lot together anyway at the gym, so it was kind of easy just to train. But we also added some extra like proper team trainings as well as focusing on our individual stuff. But so leading into Torian, that was pretty, had the ups and downs as everyone does, but it was pretty eye-opening to go over there, be the top seeded team in New Zealand as well as such a new team, and it was all of our first time at Torian, so it was just such an awesome experience. Like I loved every minute of it, and just being a part of that whole athlete environment, and like I said to you guys before, like that's the goal, is to be a high performance athlete, and you did really feel like you were a part of like high performance athletes there, which was pretty epic. Yeah.
I think like you saying there, like it was an eye opener. I think we talked about this at Torian, but event 1, where in your heat it looked like you guys were coming like last, but like that's how good that fucking top heat was, because you still dusted all the other heats.
Yeah, so like, yeah, what I mean by eye-opening is you're like going out there in that top heat with where like the top 5 teams are just like their whole extra level, they're like, games athlete level. And then, you've got your next kind of like top 5 in that heat or below that heat a little bit that are still obviously, deserve to be there, still good at the Torian level, but not at that top level.
Yeah.
So like going out onto the floor with like the cameras and shit and like the crowd and then also with that first workout we were like coming last in that top heat, which was 8, so we were coming when I say last we were coming 8th. But yeah, I was like, what the like, how are all these people so far ahead of us? But it just shows you like those top teams, like the 4 people in that team, they just don't have many holes, right? They're all doing their job and they're not like having to kind of like hide a team member. Whereas like, for example, in that workout, like I was being hidden with the strict handstand push-ups, so I wasn't able to contribute. So we've basically just got 3 people doing them. So like that's the difference, right? Is where they've got 4 people consistently doing everything, and then we just have like 3 people.
Right.
You get me? Like
100%. Yeah,
you just see that level where everyone is like up there.
That's really cool that you can take that experience away though, and you guys still had such a really good finish for your first team.
Yeah, shit. Like even my mindset going into that second day, I felt so much more comfortable, and I was like really, really enjoying it. Like the nerves kind of settled down a bit. Definitely that first and second workout on the first day, I was like pretty. You just get like a bit nervous, even though you're in a team, but you still, you want to do well, and you've got so many people watching, and like the amount of support from home as well. That was pretty crazy. Like so many people watching from home. You realize like people like do actually care.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And then like people were like so in it, and that's like such a special thing about the CrossFit community as well, as everyone like really, really, really wants to support and just like loves being a part of it and watching.
Oh, for sure. I think Matt said it on an earlier episode, is like one of the only sports in the world where once your athlete or your team's finished, everyone then gets behind. Like everyone wants to see everyone finish and do well at every workout. Sure, They just want to see their athlete beat them.
No, it's such a supportive community. I can't stress that enough, and I think that was a huge part of my decision when I first came to CrossFit, to be honest, was like the people in the community. I was like shit, yeah, I'd want to come here and hang out with these people every day and train, that's a huge part. But like obviously now I actually really enjoy training like with the people I train with, but I also actually really enjoy training by myself as well, because you can get like, I don't know, sometimes you can get a lot more done by yourself. But also it just gives you that time to really focus on your training. But at the same time, sometimes those days you really need the other people around you, because you're like, you may not be as motivated or something like that,
Yeah, for sure. I do remember when we talked to Bryce, we asked him how he managed to sort of not let you go individual and to stick around and do team, because obviously we've all seen your meteoric rise, over the last couple of years and how good you are, and I'd say we would be pretty confident saying you would compete in the individual competition for sure. But was going individual this year ever on your mind? Is it on your mind in the future as a potential path to go down?
Definitely. So ultimately I'd freaking love to be an individual athlete, but also know that teams are there. But for me, I am like very real with myself and where I'm at, and even last year I still don't like, nationals is a lot different to Torians. So I think like, even though I was like pretty stoked with my my placing at nationals, but I think Torian last year for me as an individual was just again a little bit too soon. Like I just don't feel 100% ready yet or confident And even like going into next year, I'm still like a little bit unsure. I think a lot is going to depend on the end of this year, because I think like if you've got really big holes, it really does knock your confidence a little bit. Even though I feel very confident in a lot of other things and like more than half of the skills in CrossFit, but I think some of my holes at the moment are still like kind of keeping me back a little bit. But I just want to feel like confident going into the individual scene as an athlete.
So what does the excuse me, what does the rest of your year look like? You've mentioned nationals, team and individual. What about NZ champs? Are we tackling that too?
No, I'm actually gonna try. I'm gonna do the down under qualifiers.
Nice.
Just to see where I'm at and see if I am kind of up there, because it's only 20 females they take, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So that will be a really good indication. And then I'm going to do Indy Nats qualifiers, Indy Nats, and then Team Nats, and then see what happens next year. Potentially I would like to go to Whakatane in a team.
Man,
that would be pretty cool. Just like I think the more like experience in those bigger competitions like you can get, I think that's just going to be so beneficial in the long run.
Oh yeah, experience would be golden. Who's your Whakapalooza team?
Well, it's just it's like up in the air at the moment, but Callum from Renegade, he suggested Michelle Hayes, myself, and do you know Amanda Mackay? Okay.
No.
She I think she was a Mecca athlete, then went down to 6'4". She's been training with like Christina Ashton.
Oh yeah, I know Christina.
Yeah, and then I think she's come back up and she's working under Callum at the moment.
Oh, cool.
There we go.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's kind of in CrossFit, I feel like it's kind of hard to plan shit like so far ahead, because you just never know like what's going to happen.
Yeah. August will be massive for you.
Yeah, August is going to be
That's fucking, Indy Nats down under, then Indy Nats again. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Well, Indy Nats, there's two
blocks. They do 2 blocks, yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I've got that in my calendar. I'm like, August.
Fucked.
I'm busy.
Yeah,
do not disturb.
Phone's just off at that point.
Yeah. But I'm going on. I'm actually my mum misses me and my brothers so much, so she booked us a family holiday.
Not in August, surely.
At the end of August. So after the qualifier.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be good then.
Much needed break for sure.
So I'm going on a little holiday, so I'm excited.
Yeah, just lay down the whole time. Legs are fucked.
Should we go for a hike?
No.
So good.
Yeah, so that will be good. August, busy month. The rest of the year is busy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, even more recently, I know you were a last minute caller, but so was I in a sense. Matatoa. That was a pretty cool, pretty special comp actually. It was my first one. Was that your first Matatoa?
Yeah, it was actually.
What did you think?
Yeah, it was really. I really liked being a part of it. Like, definitely such a cool comp. And I liked to help the brother Kurt out from CrossFit Kotahi.
Yeah.
I actually did my level 1 CrossFit course with him, so that was cool to because I met him there, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'll do this with you. And he's a really good athlete, but it was just really unfortunate that all the ski ergs
here we go.
They were all collaborated differently. So that's why you only use
calibrated.
What is it called?
Calibrated. They weren't collaborating with anyone. As you were.
Calibrated. Yeah. So all the ski ergs went ticked over at different times, right? So picture this. I'm skiing, like, I can fucking ski. I love skiing. And it was 30 calories. I was on 8 calories. And the team next to us had finished their skiing.
Oh.
So that's like something's wrong there, right?
Yeah. Well, you can't, correct me if I'm wrong, you can't calibrate a ski or a row. You can only calibrate the bike.
No, you can.
Can you calibrate the ski? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why all of the Concept 2 ergs, they need to be serviced. Otherwise,
yeah.
they can take over differently.
I fucking robbed, Emily.
Yeah.
You were robbed.
Yeah, I was
Run
wrong.
it back.
Oh,
But also, and then Tegan was really mad too because they got stitched up with a really. So there were some ski ergs that tipped over really, really fast, and then there were some that were just so slow. And me and Kirk had a really shit ski erg.
yeah. I heard some.
Surely you saw that. Do you remember that?
Well, I didn't see it. I was just watching Pat, but I did hear about
Yeah.
it backstage.
Tegan was fuming.
Oh,
Hey, beef
Hey.
fuck with them, eh?
nah,
So Papamoa one.
nah. And
So I think like great initiative and great
Just fix
comp,
your ski.
like awesome to be a part of. But it was just after that event, I was like, oh, it was like not the fairest event, but
yeah,
it was just awesome to be a part of. Mainly I was just salty because I wanted to win.
well, that's the athlete, isn't it? But I think the boys have acknowledged that that was a bit of a blunder. But I did hear, like after the second heat, there were people backstage talking. I don't know how true this is, but they were talking. It doesn't matter if your damper's on 10 or 1, it ticks over the same. So like everyone was putting their damper on 1, so it was just piece of piss rocketing through 30. Yeah.
Oh.
What skis were they? Were they they were concept
No.
skis?
No.
They weren't concept. That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah,
No,
okay,
they weren't concept ones.
right, yeah, because I
There
know
was
the
some random.
concept ones you can't calibrate concept other than the bike, so I didn't know that. Just get concept skis.
Yeah, they weren't concept.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I would have been fine.
yeah, you would have won.
But anyway,
robbed.
outside of the ski workout,
Yes. Yeah.
for me
Okay.
anyway, it was like it being a Māori kaupapa comp, sort of my culture on show. It was inspiring for me to see so many successful Māori running the comp, doing the media for the comp, doing the MC in Te Reo, like everything about it was quite an eye-opener for me personally. So I just wanted to hear how you found it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I loved it. And like obviously coming from Whakatane, I've definitely grown up a lot in the Māori culture. And I do have some Māori blood in me, even though I'm a white pasty ranger. But, but
Wow.
but I did respect the initiative, and like it was really cool to be part of like the kaupapa and stuff. And I just hung out with Aiden all day. That was great.
Yeah.
He's funny, man. He's a crack up dude.
And then Bex, that was fun.
Yeah. Hey, you're still Jeremy Austin's second favorite redhead. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's like, I love that guy. He's so cool.
He's funny, man.
I actually met his wife.
Oh yeah, number
It
one.
was so funny. He kept me. He was like commentating, right? And he's like, "Can you, Emma? I really want you to come over and meet my first favorite ginger." And I was like, "Oh, cool." So I went and met her.
That's so cool.
Wicked.
Yeah.
That's mean. Did Bryce get any Bryce babies? Fuck, we were really pushing for that.
Bryce babies.
Yeah.
Oh, did we not tell you? No, we told you
What?
outside.
Nah, we didn't. We said there was something we were trying to do.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys never ever.
Yeah.
It was like build-ups. I kept getting told
Yeah.
like that
It's
something
coming.
was gonna happen,
Never
and then
happened.
nothing.
Never happened. So you know the song.
And I was like, "What is this shit?"
You know the song
Build up.
Ice Ice
Okay,
Baby.
Em, calm down. Sorry.
Listen,
So
we tried.
what was gonna happen?
You know Ice Ice Baby.
Ice baby, yeah.
So we
The
wanted
song.
to do that song, and then have Bryce Baby over it. And so we were trying to get Rookie to do it, and he's like, "Yeah, locked in, I'll do it." Even Bella was like, "Yeah, I'll get this going."
Bryce baby.
Yeah, and we were gonna be like, it was gonna be fucking funny. But
So why didn't you do it?
I don't know,
Because we didn't have the microphones.
didn't have the microphone, so we were trying to get Rookie and Bella on it, and they
Yeah.
obviously sacked it.
No, it was probably because like we weren't like
We can't
doing
interview
that
them.
well.
Wow. Yeah. Bella did say I'll pull them aside for an interview, and I'll be like Bryce baby, and then I don't know if you guys got interviewed.
No, we didn't. It's because
Okay.
we weren't good enough.
Well, we're not build-ups then. No.
Yeah, harder. Just be better. Fuck. We had it all
Sorry.
set up. But she was gonna bring out the most eligible bachelorette too. While we're on that, do you want to fire back at Bryce for anything about that?
Yeah, fuck. I've been trying to think. I need to think of something. Oh,
You got 10 seconds.
I did not know he was going to say that. First of all,
That was so
kind of
funny.
embarrassing.
When he started talking, it was almost really serious.
Yeah,
He was like, "Yeah, guys, listen," and then he comes out with that. I was like, "Oh." If you don't know what we're talking about, team, go watch Bryce Shearer's episode.
Yeah, but then he tells me, he's like, no distractions. I'm like, okay, so if someone comes along.
Was anyone in your DMs after that?
No.
Oh, whatever.
Just, still in the requests folder. Sorry, lads.
Requests.
Harder.
Nah, you know that song, we actually joke, you know that song, it's like, I'm looking for a man in finance.
Looking for what?
Looking for a man in
You know
finance.
that song, have you heard it?
I don't know. I'm pretty old.
I'm looking for a man in finance, 6'5", blue eyes. Have you not heard that?
Keep going.
Nah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
This is a good clip.
Well, we changed the lyrics. It's like, I'm looking for a man in CrossFit.
6'5".
No, not funny. Okay, never mind.
As a had to be there moment, I think, team.
Sounds good. Sounds real good. She's still single, team. Just get in her DM.
Happily.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, look, 50 minutes there. You've got
Minutes, wow.
some qualifiers coming up. We've got some things you want to tick off this year. That's cool. I fucking had something, and I'm trying to.
I could feel.
I'm trying to drag it out of my head, but I've forgotten.
No, you guys have done well.
This is a theme.
Thank you.
This is a theme. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I guess we have ticked off a lot on a bit about your background. We've talked a lot about CrossFit, but outside of CrossFit, do you have any? I think you mentioned you do want to own a business one day. Sort of any goals and aspirations outside of CrossFit?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely know I would like to set up my own business or potentially go back and home and take over the berry farm. That is on the cards, or do something at home with the space we've got there. My family's obviously in the horticulture scene, so I do have that there, but I think definitely in the health and fitness side. Maybe like I've always thought about either owning a gym or some sort of recovery center, all those ice baths, saunas popping up now. That would be pretty awesome to do. But yeah, I just gotta see where the wind takes me.
If you put a gym in the berry farm,
We were thinking the same thing here.
Julian's barbells and berries.
Julian's barbells.
Listen, you can have that. All right,
Okay, thanks.
you take that and run with it. Okay.
I will. I'll steal that from you.
You only want 10%.
Yeah, obviously for a nominal fee.
I've got yarns from yarns.
Hey.
From Beef and Yarns.
Yeah, there's
Thanks.
a plaque on the wall. This is donated by Beef and
Yarns.
Yarns.
Thanks.
Yeah, so yeah, one business, that's my aspiration later on in life.
No. Well, you seem pretty bloody onto it, so I'm saying no doubt that's gonna happen. That'll come to fruition. But yes, we've taken up quite a lot of your time. You got
No, I just want to say, like, we got you on for a reason. You are on the ascendancy, and you are going to crush this CrossFit scene. I've got no doubt in my mind. One more year team, and then just go win the games as an individual.
oh
Sound good?
Well, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Well, I won't be in the team. I wasn't putting my head in the ring.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, like, let's do it to myself.
Yeah. That's fine. I can dream. On the team next year, is it the same roster? And I only say this because I've seen Gabby training at Kiamaya,
yeah.
or she's
like my little pal at the moment.
Yeah. She'd be pretty mean on team, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she'd be good. But yeah, we'll see what happens team-wise. She's actually moving to Perth at the end of the year.
Oh, right.
Yeah, going to Oz, which I'd definitely like to do as well. But that's like another story for another time. But yeah, she's just been hanging out at Kiamaya occasionally and coming down to train, which has been awesome just to have that extra push from another female as well.
Yeah.
Actually, me, Gabby, and Michelle all trained on Saturday together, which was really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Michelle smoked us in the running.
Can you imagine you and Gabby in a team on the Torian Pro floor both snatching a hundy?
Yeah. Fuck
That'd be
me.
wild.
Oh,
That'd
also,
be so good.
you're 110 clean on your story.
Yeah.
That was meant to be a clean and jerk, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That day I PB'd my jerk though, 105.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the 110.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you get the jerk? Because the video cut off. Yeah.
No.
But still,
I kind of-
Strategic. That was
fuck,
strategic.
110 clean. That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was pretty stoked with that, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Looked easy. Did you try a 115 or a 112?
Nah, haven't
Yeah.
tried more since then.
It's coming this afternoon. Load it up.
Load it. Barbell's loading.
Yeah. Berries and barbells. Listen, let's
Probably want to wrap this up, eh?
let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
Did you-
I didn't get a question from Maddie Crow, but what I'm going to do, just going to ask you the question from Moses Portello. His question was, would you rather win the game once, but you're never allowed to compete at the games again, or guaranteed to qualify every year, but you never win it? But you're guaranteed every year you go to the games.
That's a good question. I personally think I would choose the second option
Every
to
year.
keep competing at the games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, there you go.
Why?
No, no one asked.
You give us a why. Go on.
You say no one asked.
I don't know, did they?
No, I was more asking myself, like, why do I think that? That's
You know
so
when something
sad.
pops in your head and you just say it, you're like, why'd you say that?
Intrusive.
That's what happened.
Intrusive thoughts. There we go.
That's
No,
just
I'm
my
thinking-
kind of humor. I'm sorry.
What I'm getting here is that you're like, I'm sick of hearing you talk.
No, that's just my
Oh.
my group of friends. How we would.
That's why he's young.
I'm sorry.
Young.
That's why no one remembers my name.
No, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's it.
Why
Why would you do
why
that
would
one?
you choose that one?
I think like that would just be cool to keep going, like keep being able to go, like that's
Yeah.
because that's the like I guess pinnacle of like high performance, right? Is like you're at that level and like kind of keep going, even though you haven't won. I think I'd still just like love to be a part of it all the time.
Mind
Yeah.
you, the household names are all built from consistently being at the games, not necessarily winning it. You know,
Yeah.
Noah Olsen, you Pat Valner.
Yeah.
You can come second, I suppose.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Right. Let's wrap it up there. Is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to before we end this podcast?
This will be good.
So yeah, I'll give a shout out to just like all to I'm just gonna group this just like my training partners because I wouldn't be able to do it without them. Adam, Algana, Bryce, Shira, Kayla, Strauss, Nicole, Ronan, all of them. Yeah,
Nice.
they're pretty awesome.
Very good.
How good.
That's us, team.
That is us. Thank you very much, Emily, for sitting down, taking the time out of your day. And
Thanks
yeah,
for
no
having
doubt we'll be seeing you take on this CrossFit scene for
Thanks.
years to come.
Thanks, guys.
Beauty. She's coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Easy. Peace.
All right.
Goodbye.
We'll see you later.
See you guys.